Hi studio bands, welcome to Glasgow. This is Nightwave. Come to my studio. So this is my studio. I've just moved in. As you can probably see, it's still a little bit of a work in progress. There's not much here, but it's all I need, and I can make as much noise as I want because we're quite far away. We're in the south side of Glasgow, and there's nothing around here, basically. It's a disused sweets factory or something. So it's a nice big place, and there's other studios in there. Then lots of nice people come through, and sometimes we collaborate in here. And so studio must-haves. I don't really have that many yet. Maybe they'll come as I stay here a bit longer. I've got my kettle and my cups of tea and my keyboard, my speakers, and that's about it. As long as I can make lots of loud noise, that's the most important thing, because I can't really do that at home, and this is like a bit of a safe space, cozy. I've been producing for quite a long time now. I mean, probably since I was about 14, back in Slovenia. My dad's a musician, and he showed me how to use the really old school computer, and there's a program called Cakewalk that I used to use just for really basic stuff. But I got into it just even before I started going out to clubs. And then I stopped for a long time because I couldn't afford any hardware. You know, I just moved to London. I was pretty skint. Like, the last thing I can do is buy expensive synths. And then with all the new software coming in and it being affordable, then I started producing again. And Ableton's really good because it's so intuitive. I'm not very techy. Like, I actually can't even use Excel, but I can use that and I can make tunes on that. The sort of music I make, this is a really tricky one. So it's club music, I guess. So I do everything from techno to grime to footwork and everything in between. And I also like to make ambient music, and basically I like to experiment. I do a lot of work on the go, so I like to just have my laptop and everything in there, and I've got a pair of good headphones that I use. It's like having a studio when I'm traveling around, so it's easy. As you probably know, I've not released a full record for a little while now, and I'm very happy to say that my EP is coming out soon on Fool's Gold. It's 6 tracks, 3 features. I worked on that for the last year, and I'm really happy that something like a full body of work is finally coming out. Not quite an album yet, but that will come. So that's coming out in April. So every time I get asked about female or women and all that, I want to shoot my face off because it's so annoying, and I would love to just not answer those questions ever. So it's taken my time away where I could be talking about my music and they're asking me about that sort of stuff. I mean, you don't see them asking guys about their stuff, do they? So it's really, really annoying, and it gets worse every year because and all my other girlfriends that make music struggle with the same thing, because they'll choose the one day a year, the Women's Day, and they'll pack us together and use us to make themselves look good, and then the whole year round they're not supporting us. So yeah, so fuck them. My studio setup, as I said, is pretty basic. I don't use any hardware. I've just got my computer, but I do use some of the things that I can't live without. Basically, my Elise's keyboard also doubles as a controller. It's got pads, it's got filters on there. Basically everything I need for the basic MIDI stuff I do. I've got my KRK speakers. These are really old, but my ears are just so used to them, so I use them still. My laptop, and then I've got a mic here as well, so for the vocals I do. None of my stuff with the vocals has been released yet because I'm a bit shy, but it's coming. And then I've got my III studio headphones that are it's basically, it's almost like being in a studio when I use them. So if I travel around, I just have that in the computer, and that's that. What we're gonna do now is break down a track off my upcoming EP. It's called Money, Power, Respect, and it's it's a premiere because no one's heard it yet. So there you go. So that's the kick. I'm just gonna break it down. It's got a vocalist on it called Rail Rock.
Nightwave.
That's her. She's from New Jersey, and we hooked up online, and I just sent her the beat, and she recorded over it. And the joys of internet, you can just collaborate like that. It's brilliant. So that's her vocal. So the way I started the track was, it's really basic. So these are just loops I put in. So there's a kick, hi-hats. I use a lot of percussion. I like to use little things like that on the high top, and then the synths, and then this sort of like grimy.
I suggest y'all to try harder. I suggest y'all to grind smarter. Wear dark colors on night days. Surfing the all black, me and Nightwave out of Malibu.
So that's just coming. So that's just coming from there, like that. And then it's actually a pretty basic track. There's not much. It's about 140, so it's nice and easy to mix. I try and make all my tracks club friendly, and I think this one is pretty good for the club.
Go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead. I'm proud of you.
And what I've done with the vocal here, I've just put it through all sorts of different effects, and I wanted it to sound a little bit like kind of live and with a bit of overdrive. So I put it just through like a blues amp, and then make it sound nice and crunchy, and compressors and stuff. And that's all, that's all software. You don't need a massive expensive studio to do this. There you go. This is how I made Money, Power, Respect off my new EP, which is out on Fool's Gold in April. Don't forget. Thank you very much, Studio Bounce, for bouncing by my studio in Glasgow, and see ya.